Hey, ¿qué pasa, Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Before we begin, I want to thank my sponsors. Like always, my anchor sponsors are Jonathan Valdez, Jake, and Sergio Armenta. Thank you guys for sponsoring the podcast. Also, I want to thank David Gastelum. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, thinking of buying an investment property in the Imperial or the San Diego County, make sure you hit up David Gastelum at 760-235-9576. He's not only a realtor, but he's an investor with over 20 years of experience. He will not only sell you a property, but he'll teach you along the way on one of your most important investments that you will make. You can also find David on Facebook. Just look for David Gastelum or give him a call, like I said, 760-235-9576. Today we're here at MetaHumans in El Centro. Today's guest is Ruben Najera, a man of many hats, pro skater, entrepreneur, actor, director, and now you're promoting the
Imperial Valley Comic-Con. Yeah.
So before we begin, as to the events, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're, like I said, you're a man of many hats. You're a skater, you're a pro skater, you're a director, actor. Like, tell us a little bit about the things you've done so far.
I mean, I probably can't get in all. There's a lot, you know what I mean? I've have a long history of how I got to where I got to. But I guess like the short end of it is essentially I have a passion for skateboarding that I gained when I was younger, playing team sports and always being like benched, or you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like in left field for like the last inning, or I'd go in the basketball game for like 2 minutes, and then the coach would yell at me if I'd take the shot. You know what I mean? So like, when I found skateboarding, it was something that I could do how I wanted, whenever I wanted, and at my own pace. When I did it, I had no idea that you can even make a living from it, to be honest. Yeah. I just did it. I just loved the independence of it and the feeling of just pushing and the freedom that came involved with it. And, just every day landing a new trick was like an accomplishment. Yeah. And something that I could be stoked on, So really, I did it for the love and the joy of it. And even if I would have never had a sponsor to this day, I would still be skateboarding, and I'd still love it just as much as I did the first day I picked it up. So, but luckily, it did turn into something for me, because when I saw you could make a living for it, I loved it so much that I was like, I'm gunning for it, you know? So, I mean, just growing up and harnessing the craft, at this point, I've been skating for like over 2 decades. I've been doing it for a while now. Yeah. So, that's a lot of skateboarding. So the other thing I want to put out is, anytime you do anything for that long in your life, you're going to be good at it. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. I mean, it's not even like a talent thing at that point. It's just like, you're just good at it because you're going to be good at it. You could play chess for 20 years and like, you're going to be a master, Yeah. So, essentially I've done it for so long that like, I just, but, unfortunately, no one in Imperial Valley had successfully had a career in skateboarding, or gotten sponsored, or gotten paid, or been in the industry or magazines or things like that. So I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any help. I didn't have any benchmark. I didn't have anything. So I was alone in that sense. And even when I started skating, a lot of the other skaters that were in and around, they didn't really accept me or my brother, because we weren't quote unquote good enough at the time. You know what I mean? So we would make like our own skate crews and stuff like that. We would just do our own thing, Yeah. The ironic thing is, like, him and I ended up being the ones that would end up having careers, Yeah. Pretty much just like I would make sponsor me videos, and we just film so much. I've always had a passion for film, so I direct and write and stuff now. But I've always done this. Mm-hmm. The thing that some people don't realize is, when you're filming skateboarding, catching up to someone like that and the conditions that you go through, and jumping fences and filming in rain and hauling up curbs while you're filming, and like all those things, when you come from filming all that and then you switch it over to like filming 2 people saying a scene, and saying like a couple lines back to each other, it's a piece of cake, dude. Walk in the park, like, it's so it's stationary. Oh, for like... sure. Compared to the crazy stuff we do, you know what I mean? Like it's insane. Skateboard filmers are like just impressive as the skateboarders a lot of times. It's insane. They don't get enough credit, but they should.
It's like like surfers, when you have to like be,
for sure. Yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's just like I would make the sponsoring videos. I would send them out. It was hard back then because right now you can make a YouTube video. A kid could send it out to like every company that exists in the industry, literally. But back then, I used to have to like mow a lawn to save enough money to buy a VHS tape. And then I'd put my footage on the VHS tape. And then I'd send it to that one company I'm thinking about. And then I'd get like a rejection letter. Or I wouldn't get any reply.
Yeah.
And then there goes my money. You know what I mean? You had to be like so selective.
Yeah, it's crazy how, because I even remember like the DV tapes, the small ones.
Everything caught.
Like, like now, like if you have a phone, like you can pretty much,
phone, put it, do iMovie, edit it, send it off. 200 companies. Boom, 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 boom. Just be like, oh, whoever says yes. You know what I mean? Back then it was really like, I really want to skate for this brand. It was so different. Yeah. And also it was different too for the Valley back then because the way I had to get better at skating was like, going into schoolyards or areas where we weren't technically allowed to skate because skating wasn't as embraced as it is now. Yeah. And so, 3 tries on a spot versus, the younger kids now who could skate at the skate park for like days on end for 12 hours practicing. They're incredible. That's why they're so good now, Yeah. It's a way different upbringing, now versus then. So. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's like that whole experience, kind of makes you.
That's the thing, though. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
It made me who I am. And I think my business hustle and all the other things that I do, straight up, it came from my mentality and what I did with skateboarding.
Yeah.
That not giving up mentality. Because there'd be days where I'd try tricks for like 3 days on end. You know what I mean? Till I couldn't even spit because there was nothing left in me, And I'd go back 3 days for the same thing, And I can't really think of too many other things that require that from a human being, So,
it molds you into like this,
for sure.
Like don't give up kind of.
Person, and I translate that to, from Pure Valley Comic Con to everything else I do. I have that mentality, and I know that's why things that I set to do get done. It's because I have that upbringing, the way those things that I went through. But essentially, I have to make those sponsoring videos. I started actually getting some interest from companies, and then right when I graduated from high school, I went to like IVC for a little bit, and the moment I got my AA, I was student, I was broke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The moment I got my AA at IVC, I just got my degree just so like my parents would be like, okay, you got a degree, and then I split with like $10 in my pocket and my Ford Explorer, and I lived out of my car, and I went to Orange County. And I went over there because that's where the skateboard industry is, like it's in that area. So I went over there, and the difference is the skateboard photographers are there, the videographers are there, the brands are there. So I'm amongst them, I'm filming with them, I'm entering contests, I'm winning contests in front of them. And what happens is companies are there, and they see you as a walking skating billboard. So what do? They sponsor you. Oh, you're the next contest, wear this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I start winning, you start getting up in rank, you start going to different levels. So you go from like a flow level to an amateur level, and then from an amateur level, I got to a point where I won enough contests that I had offers, and then giant companies like Power Bar. Like Power Bar is the company that turned me pro.
Oh, okay.
And Power Bar is no joke. At the time, they were now they're owned by Post Foods. At the time, they were owned by Nestle. So like, so when I started getting those checks, geez, like I bought my apartment. I paid for my car in cash. Like my world was like flipped, and it was all from riding a piece of wood with wheels on it.
It's crazy.
And it's something that I loved, and that's everything that came in my life came from skateboarding. Even traveling, I never thought I would travel. It sounds crazy, but I never thought I would like fly anywhere. I just didn't have the money when I was younger, and companies just started flying me places on their dime, and got to skate different places. The first couple places I flew, I had sponsors. I've been to like Washington, D.C., Michigan, New York, Chicago. I've been different places, and it's just wild that skateboarding did that,
Yeah.
And then my brother skates for Team Adidas. That's even that's like international, so they fly him to like London, and you know what I mean. He goes crazy, yeah. So like that just came from skateboarding, Actually, our first flight was me and my brother together. We went to Texas for a championship contest that we qualified for, and that was our first flight, and that was because of skateboarding.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean? He got pretty far actually too. He did great.
Yeah.
Just insane. But yeah, basically, I was over there and I was homeless, living in my car, screen printing decks, entering contests until like worked my way up, just hustling, until I got the recognition to a point where yeah, I moved up to the point where I had Power Bar paying me, and they turned me professional, and I had other companies too that turned me pro at the time. I skated for Power Balance for a good while too. That was a really good sponsor that I had. Power Balance is there's like those little bracelets that balance. Remember those ones?
Yeah.
This whole thing a lot of the athletes were wearing.
Yeah.
I remember going to a like a Christmas party, and I met Lamar Odom. I met Shaq was there, but I missed him by a little bit. But it was like a meeting party thing, and so I met Lamar because I was on the same team as Lamar. It was weird. Like all the athletes that were there. Who was the other one? I think Drew Brees. And I didn't even know who he was. That was a funny thing. Later on, I found he's a football. I was like, just met this guy, Drew. I don't know who he was because I don't really follow football. Just to be honest, you know what I mean. I don't really follow football, so I met him. I didn't even know who he was. But I met all these athletes. But I was like the skateboarder. There was a couple, from the program because they were smart. Like they had athletes in like every. It wasn't like they didn't target one sport.
Yeah, they had.
They had
markets.
UFC fighters. They had like boxers. They had triathlon. Like they had everything. They were smart. That's why that company was like, dude, that's why they made racks on racks. It's because they just covered all grounds, you know? And so I met all kinds of people
So they
through
made
that
like
part.
the superhero team from like all these.
Yeah, they
all
just
these
had
sports.
teams. They just had teams in everything. I don't think there was like a sport, even random stuff that like they just sponsored like, it was nuts. You know what I mean? And then like, those sponsors that I had, a lot of them aren't conventional skate sponsors. They're more like corporate. But I mean, I wasn't trying to work at McDonald's or nothing, you know what I mean? So like, I was like, dude, dude, I'll embrace it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got on Monster for a little bit too. They used to pay us to do skate demos. They used to hook me up with like so many. Yeah, it was insane. Those times in my life were pretty wild. I remember, just from getting my apartment to my car, and I remember buying like nice video cameras and stuff to go skate, and like, like I should have been smarter with like my money then, but.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're young and you don't have that.
Yeah, I was so like, it was so new to me. And like realistically, like no one from the Valley had ever pulled that off. So like, and I know that's a lot of influence that had on my brother too, like my brother's career now. I think he saw a lot of that too when I was going through that, you know, because I remember I would get boxes of free shoes, and then my brother would just, like, his eyes would just like, you got these for free? You know what I mean? Like boxes, you know what I mean? Now he gets tons of boxes of free shoes, you know, but like, he gets stacks of free shoes. But like, like at the time, I just remember him, you know, being like, so like, wow, you know, like this is possible. And even I was like, wow, this is possible. You know what I mean? I was like, it's pretty nuts, you know? So yeah, it was pretty wild. But I mean, that's just like the short story. I can get into detail of how it, you know what I mean? But I just worked my butt off. I came from nothing and went to, I mean, the way I see it, like when you have it for some people who feel, I got nothing, I'll never make it. To be honest, that's like the best position to be, because like you got nothing to lose. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like all you could do is look up if you're all the way in the bottom.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
And then that's the way I was, and that's the way I saw it. You know what I mean? I remember sleeping on the floor at the place where we manufactured skateboards. That was like the little job. And then that guy who told me, he's like, I can't pay you anymore, so I'll just pay you in product. So then now I was making my own product to go hustle and sell outside. And that was like a skateboard brand that I ended up starting a little later. But I just did everything to like hustle, you know. And I remember sleeping there on the ground and one time I remember waking up because something scurried by, and I looked at it and it was like a rat, because I would sleep on the attic of the building. Yeah. Dude, shady. And then another time I woke up because I felt something in my face, and like I slapped it and it was like a spider, and like I killed like a spider. Dude, it was sketchy. And then I was like, screw that, I'm sleeping in the car. And I'd sleep in the car, but the car was like uncomfortable, and like, and now I did it for like a year, dude. It was crazy until I started getting like paid. And then once I got paid, I remember the first day, that Power Bar, like my first checks had come in and all that. I was at Target, and this is when it hit me, because I didn't really see the scope of things. This is when it really hit me. I was at Target and I went to buy milk, because now I can go grocery shopping. I had money finally, right? Yeah, because I would just eat like junk fast food for a while, just cheap as I could at the time. But then when I started getting paid, I was like, all right, I'm going to get groceries now. And the shopping cart in front of me at Target, where you put the little baby, where you seat the baby, there was a woman there, and she had a Power Bar box that she was buying. It was facing me, but the backside was facing me. And on that box was me. So, but she has no idea who I am, right? She doesn't even know. She can... You know what I mean? I could be like, hey, that's me. She'd be like, yeah, right. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's me, and I'm all, and it says, Ruben, I had a pro skateboarder. It's pretty cool. I still have like a sealed case of them, like at my house.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
They're probably so like stale now, dude. Yeah. They're disgusting probably. But
yeah, but still like just to have
I got them, yeah. But And I saw it, and that's when it hit me. And like I just got goosebumps because I was like, holy shit. Like I was staring at the box and I was like, you know what? Like, because at the time I just took a payout for the box, but I had an option to sign a percentage contract. And I was an idiot. I was so young. I should have signed the percentage.
Yeah.
Because the box that I was on, it was for like their version of a Snickers bar. So, and the other athlete that ended up being on the other box, there's only 2 boxes. The other athlete was Blake Griffin from the Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, wow.
So it was me and Blake on both boxes. And at the time he hadn't blown up yet, but he was like the new.
Yeah. Because when he came into the league, like he was a big, like in college, he was like this like, dunk machine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So at the time he was big, but not like what he is now, you know? And yeah, it just hit me because it was like, you know what? Like I should have signed the percentage deal because like as a time I was like, oh, how many people are going to buy my box? Like skateboarders and people, you know, that's cool, you know, but I didn't realize the scope of it. I signed a percentage deal because this woman in front of me is buying it. And then every so and then I would check on the shelf, they'd be sold out. You know what I mean? There'd be restock, sold out. Yeah. And then they started making these packaging, like the POP displays. And like I was on the POP display, like doing like an ollie. And that's when it hit me because it was something that didn't even matter. That they're just buying. It's like when you buy a Wheaties box. Yeah. You could see like a athlete on it. I could see like an Olympic athlete and not know who they are, but I'm still gonna buy because I'm like, well, I want my Wheaties. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those things.
You're not buying it because of who's on the box, but because you like the cereal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And at the time, I remember I was like kicking myself a little bit later in life when I got older, because the percentage deal, had I signed that, I forget, it was like, I actually kind of know the numbers. I don't really want to throw it out there, but yeah, it was like 3-point-something million units sold. Wow. And had I just got a percentage, like I would be like, yeah, so I was kicking myself. Yeah.
Damn, that's
pretty crazy. I just took like a payout at the time, and because I just wanted to get a car, and like I spent all the money. It was like it was gone quick, but I had other sponsors that I would get incentives and like in magazines and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was just wild times, dude. It was just pretty crazy back then.
And how did you get into like the comic?
So I've always been into comic books. I've always been into action figures. When I was younger, I'd go to like my cousins' houses and stuff because they had like the cool, you know what I mean, the play sets and like stuff like that. Yeah. And like I would have to wait for like Christmas to get like my figure, or like my birthday to get another figure. So I wouldn't really have much of a collection compared to some of other people I knew. And comic books too. Like when we'd be at the store, like we'd be like, you want a comic book or a candy bar? I would always pick the comic book because like my brother would pick a candy bar because he wanted the bar right there. But I was like, I want the comic book because later on I was going to try to trace it and I want to read it. And then like he eats it and it's gone. Yeah. And like my book, I still have it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then I have this collection. Smart. Yeah. I got something still from it. I've always been like, you know what I mean? That's why like even to this day, like a CD comes out, I can't do the iTunes thing. I gotta like have the physical copy. Right. I'll put it on my computer, but I still got the real thing. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel so ripped off. Like if I
feel the same way. Like when I go to Walmart and I see like the DVDs and stuff, I'm like, I like, even with books, it's like you know, just like
the actual thing. Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I'm like I kind of like a hoarder. I keep things that I really don't need sometimes. Yeah. But I'm trying really hard. This year was one of my resolutions to get rid of things that I really don't need. Yeah. That I feel I need, but like when I think about it.
You don't really need. Cool, man. That's cool.
My year's resolution, and I'm doing better. Like I'm getting rid, because like
feels good to liquidate some stuff sometimes too. Though,
I have pops, a lot of pops. So like I'll display them, but I'll keep the box. Yeah. But I'm like, okay, like this one, do I really want the box? Yeah. Like, no, I don't want it. So throw it away. Like I, little by little. Like,
cool, man.
Because it's otherwise it's like it gets overwhelming. Sometimes.
Oh, really overwhelming.
Yeah. But yeah, like me as a kid too, like I was really into like action figures. Like the Justice League was like my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And I had like the Justice League, the Hall of Justice.
Oh yeah, you had the Hall of Justice. Yeah.
The one that opened.
Yeah, the set. Yeah. And
I had like all kinds of figures. And I remember like even because I lived in LA, so when I moved, I still had it. And then I don't know what. I might have given it to my cousin.
Dude, that happens, dude.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, I looked it up on eBay. It's like $1,000 for the set. I'm like, damn.
For sure.
And I was the kind of kid that took care of my toys. Like they were like pristine, but they were in good condition. So I was like, man, if I would have kept it, or I don't know, maybe my mom's a hoarder too, so she probably has it in her house.
Dude, that'd be sick. You know how cool that'd be if you just uncover it? It'd be like that'd be so sick. I felt like that too because I used to have the Ghostbuster Firehouse.
Oh, snap.
And I don't know what happened to it, dude. I don't know what happened to it. But I was like so proud of that because I was like literally the only firehouse, the only place that I had of anything, period. So I'd use it for like other things too, but I don't know what happened to that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to like you would, as a kid, you would prefer like.
Yeah, I would prefer like, I would get comic books plus I've always loved reading. I've always loved stories. I've always had like I guess a crazy imagination per se, just like, creating my own worlds and things. So I've always been into it. So anytime I would get hurt like skating or something like that, the last thing I would want to do is do something skating based because then it made me like, man, I can't skate right now. So I would revert back to like my like true like, because skateboarding is like my life, like my lifestyle. It's not a hobby. It's like my life. But comic books are like my true like hobby. Like that's like my real, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like love interest and like that I like to just, kill time with, pastime, So yeah, I would revert to that and reading and collecting comics, action figures, especially when I started like to get paid to make some money. Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to buy all the stuff I never had when I was younger. It's like, I could never get this. I want this. I can get this now.
Yeah.
Here it is. I got it. You know what I mean? So that's what it really became, And then everything that led to the store was just, I already had like online shops and stuff. And kind of like what you said, I had so much to some point that like that's how it kind of started. I was like, I gotta kind of like move it. But then as I started moving things, it's just like I just love being immersed in that world. You know what I mean? Because I'm not just like a businessman in it. Like I passionately like love it. Like if you ask me questions, I know like first appearance, key issues. I know years. Like I like study this stuff. Like I love it that much. It goes beyond. Like I truly like genuinely like love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a writer myself. I write comic books. We'll get into that in a bit too. I have some really cool announcement on that end too. But I just love it. You know what I mean? It's my other passion, So skateboarding, comic books, like it's just stuff I like to do. I mean, I don't really care about pretty much skateboarding, comics, and music. That's my life. And it will always be my life. And I refuse to like, seriously, I won't do anything else. Like that's it. You know what I mean? And I'll make films and stuff like that. But like those I make just cause same thing, like for fun, just cause I want to do it. I pretty much just do what I want to do and I just pursue it passionately. You know what I mean? And, as long as you do something relentlessly with passion cause those are the right reasons, you know what I mean? Cause you really love it. Like you will succeed in some way, form or another, but you got to really want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you do something and like you half-ass it and you're like, it didn't work out. Well, of course it didn't work out. You didn't put enough effort,
And then, sometimes it's like people think that succeeding means like monetize wise, like money wise.
Oh yeah.
As long as like you put something out there and somebody's like, hey, I watched your film or your video, whatever, and it's really cool. Like that in itself, like sometimes is worth more than
for sure. And even like when I first started getting like paid skating, I wasn't like making like shit ton of money, right? But like I was not doing anything else. I was making a living skateboarding. So like that like positive shine of light, you know what I mean? Like it was like, dude, I'm doing this with a piece of wood with wheels. Like I don't have to make in a lot. Like I'm getting by just doing this. Like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Later on it would like build up, but that's just because you kept at it. You know what I mean? So just anything you want to do, it could be literally anything. For me, it's these three things, right? But like, and like even like music, like I want to record like an album, want to do music and stuff later too. I could give less of a hoot if I become like a superstar in that.
Yeah.
Just the fact of having like an album out and be like, I did it. Yeah. And like for me, it's like I won.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
like a bucket list.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. It's like I'm good with that.
Like to me, like one of my bucket lists was stand up comedy. And
nice.
I've done it like 3 times.
That is awesome.
And
dude.
It's fulfilling. I did this. It's off my list. And I know that if I would want to do it again, like I could. Like I just need to prepare and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, definitely.
Especially like if it's something that you really enjoy, and you want to like be ready, not just go out there and like you said, like do it with a reason and a passion. Like you have to be ready, not go in and do a half-ass job.
Yeah.
So like to me, that's what like right now it's what I haven't done it because I'm like I feel like I'm not ready again to do it.
Yeah.
But I know if I don't do it again, I already did it, and and I
You
get a
did
good
it.
job.
Yeah, you accomplished it. You made it happen. You made it a reality. Yeah, dude, definitely.
So the first shop you opened was in Calexico.
Yeah, so we started in Calexico. So hey, actually, my dad's from Calexico. Like all my mom's from Mexicali. My dad's Calexico. I grew up I'm from El Centro, and I grew up in El Centro, but like half my life was spent in Calexico. I've skateboarding. If you watch like my old video parts, pretty much like 70% of my footage is in Calexico.
Cool.
Like so.
What would you skate in Calexico? Like
I would skate. Well, we weren't supposed to be in there, but like we'd go inside Blanche a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Willie Moreno, the skate park there when it used to exist. All over town, really. Pretty much literally every school that's there I've been in at some point in time.
Yeah.
I used to skate the stage at Dual. That long stage. Calexico High School, I've skated there numerous times. Just everywhere.
So like schools have like the best, the little bench sidewalks.
Well, I mean, there wasn't a skate park like that back then, and even the one at Calexico Skate Park, it was like metal ramps, so the things got rusted really quick, and like, I mean, it's probably more dangerous than skating any school, honestly. That and downtown Calexico, we would skate quite a bit too, and then there was this train tracks loading dock. That I'm not sure if it's still there, but I know we were the first ones to skate it because we kind of like made it skatable, and I used to skate there all the time. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of history right there. Actually, my dad, my grandfather, he has a street H Najera. It's in Calexico.
Oh, okay.
That's my grandpa.
Yeah, it's over by
Yeah, it's like when the Walmart, those houses on the right.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's my grandpa, Hector Najera. That's what the H stands for.
Okay.
He was like in the Lions Club. He was a Korean War veteran. He had like Purple Hearts. Yeah, he
has some history.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I miss him. I love him. Yeah.
That's cool. So let's get into the Comic-Con. Like, this is your second year doing it?
Yeah, this is our second year. Last year, last year we only made 500 tickets. We had sold 797. So we were past. It went beyond.
Yeah.
We had like 3 special guests. This year we got like, actually I have this right here. We have like 12 or 13 special guests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 13 special guests. Yeah, we increased it by 10. Yeah. Wow. And now it's 2 days. Mm-hmm. So last year 1 day, this year 2 days. The hours got extended. All my vendors, everybody that's in there selling like comics and action figures, they're all from San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, wow.
And then our local artist scene, it's incredible. Our local artists, that like tripled. There's a lot of really local talent. Yeah. Incredible. I love it. Yeah, it's going to be such a big show. We have some billboards. I think I mentioned to you, I have some billboards going up today by the mall. Jumbo billboard that's right by the mall. And then Power 98 has like ticket giveaway on all week long on the radio. Okay. And then our guest list, the Power Rangers are only there Saturday though.
Okay.
And then Sunday, we still have all the other guests, but some of them leave because they got to go back to like LA or whatnot. They leave like maybe a little earlier, but they'll be there. But the cosplay contest is Sunday. Yeah. So a lot of the dress up will be Sunday. And there's 6 categories in the cosplay contest this year, including $100 first place prize. So now there's cash this year.
Okay, cool.
And plus a bunch of prizes for everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then for anyone interested who couldn't get into San Diego Comic-Con, this is a kind of a breaking news right here. One of our vendors, Superheroes in Training, for anyone who buys a pop from his booth, you're automatically entered in a raffle to win a San Diego Comic-Con ticket.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
And then another winner will win a WonderCon ticket. So we're going to be giving those away at the convention. Because I know it's hard to get in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If someone wants a shot to get in, you get in from the raffle.
That's cool.
And that guy, he vends at San Diego Comic-Con. I think he's the biggest pop dealer there, aside from Funko. Yeah. According to him, he's bringing between 2,000 to 3,000 pops to Imperial Valley Comic-Con. Wow. So I'm expecting to be like a wall, dude. So if anyone collects pops, like this, like, yeah. If anything, like if you're looking for something, I doubt he doesn't have it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably for sure. I need to stop.
Yeah, and he's actually, his booth is next to Vicky Guerrero, so they're next to each other.
Oh, okay.
She's doing the signing in next to him.
Okay.
But all our vendors there, like they're all from San Diego Comic-Con. And then, so here's the thing, like they all event at SDCC like in July when the show is happening, but what are they doing right now? You know what I mean? I network with them. They know me. So like, they're like, we're doing your show, bro, you know? So they're here.
Yeah.
And then all our guests, just an incredible list. Larry Thomas, who's a soup Nazi from
Seinfeld?
actually, yeah. So, I mean, I got the flyer right here. Yeah. So, I mean, Larry Thomas, soup Nazi from Seinfeld, no soup for you, right? Joseph Rubenstein. This is the guy that I think everyone you just have to meet this guy. Wolverine looks like Wolverine because of that man.
Okay.
All right. He's a legendary Marvel artist. First person to draw Gambit, first person to draw Apocalypse, first person to draw Silver Sable, Firestorm. He's the one that did that famous Frank Miller series with Wolverine. He's the one that basically made Wolverine like get that like hairy, grungy, you know, with the hair going up like a devil's, you know, that he's the one responsible for that. He also that famous Infinity Gauntlet cover with Thanos on it. He's the man that worked on that. He's a legend. And so we have an exclusive Venom and Thanos print. Oh, the Venom print, and then there's an exclusive Thanos comic book limited to 150, and a Venom one limited to 50. And those books are Imperial Valley Comic Con exclusives. If you remember last year, we had the Dave Garcia cover. This is the year 2. He did the cover for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are limited, and there's kind of a loophole. So anyone watching this is just kind of like a little tip, but he's gonna sign those for free. So I'm not 100% sure his price, but if his signature is like 20 or 25, if you buy like the $15 Thanos exclusive, he's signing it for free. So it's kind of like a loophole. You're just paying for the signature before. Yeah. Now you're gonna get the book and the signature. Yeah. So they're going quick. Actually, the Venom one, the limited to 50, it's nearing sold out already. The Thanos one, we made 150, so we still have some more.
Okay.
And then the Venom print, it's 12 by 18, so it's beautiful. It's big.
Oh, wow.
And those are going to be individually numbered.
Awesome.
Yeah. So those will be for the show, and they're all done by Joseph Rubenstein from the ground up, everything. And it's even watercolored by him.
Oh, wow.
So those are our show exclusives. And then the other exclusive is an ash can that Dave Garcia put out. And Dave actually has a full story in the exclusive comic book for Imperial Valley Comic Con. But then he also has his ash can that he's doing because all the PandaCon stories, you're familiar with PandaCon?
Yeah.
All the stuff that he did, Mickey Clausen, one of the other guys that's there who worked on like the Ghostbuster with IDW and Toy Story comics and stuff, he colored in all of Dave's books. So Dave's books have been black and white for many, many years. Yeah. And now they've been rebirthed again. Same book, but full color. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. So those are going to get re-released. And then the really cool thing, they left off on issue 5 back then. And so issue 6, it'll end up continuing from there. And you'll get to see the return of PandaCon.
Oh, wow.
And so that's going to be really cool. And so Dave's obviously drawing that. Mickey's doing the colors, Mickey Clausen. And then Monica Sharp, the original writer, and me, we're actually writing the ongoing series, which is a dream come true for me because I grew up reading that, and to now to be like writing it, that's like crazy. It's like an honor. Yeah, it's so and it's so good. Like Dave, like he's always been good, but like the level that his work is at now, like on that issue 6, like the level of detail, it's amazing. It reminds me of like George Perez kind of detail, you know what I mean? Like he always went a little further, you know? Yeah. And like Dave's like really.
So Dave's been like a big part of, you know, like Imperial Valley Comic Con. Like.
Oh, for sure. Dave is Dave's my best friend. Like I've always honestly, like if there wasn't like a skateboarder I looked up to in the valley or anything like that, but I always looked up to him growing up because like he did something cool like with his art, you know, and PandaCon being like, I remember having the PandaCon toy and my mom telling me like, I think we were at Walmart one time and he walked by us and he's like, oh, he's the guy that did the PandaCon. I was like, what? You know, like I was like that like forever like engraved like you know, I was like, wow, like somebody from here, and like that inspired me like in my own way, you know what I mean? Like for instance, like you don't have to like want a skateboard to get inspired, you know what I mean? But like if I can inspire someone, be like, I did this and I'm from the valley, maybe you want to do what you want to do and be from the valley, whether it's like, you know, cooking, like, you know, or it could be anything, you know what I mean? Like riding bikes or just being an artist, singing, whatever you want to do, any creative, you know, outlet, you can make it happen, you know? And that's just kind of like
Yeah, and I
motivated
think
me.
like now in the valley, like events like this, or even the kayak club that it's helping promote.
Yeah, Jared, yeah.
Yeah, like the local artists.
Yeah, it was really cool. I went there the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think that there's more opportunity now that we have people that are doing events like you, or like I said, Jared, or even Calexico that has the art walk. Like there's more involvement in the community that you can start locally and maybe like take it somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Like, so there's more opportunity for people to work on their art, work on their passions, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean that was the thing with the Comic-Con is like everyone always goes out of town to go to the conventions. I've been to like Chicago Comic-Con, I've been to like New York Toy Fair, San Diego Comic-Con, LA I've been all the pretty much the majority of the major ones. And it was just like we're good enough to have one of our own here. And that was like my goal with it,
Yeah.
It's like do a comic convention here, Imperial Valley Comic-Con, And I just work super hard to make it happen. It's literally the hardest thing I probably worked on to make a reality because there's a lot involved to get something like a show like this going,
Yeah, for sure.
But when I would do, because my background, from skating led me to get booked for like music videos, and then I would skate in music videos, and then from that I would meet directors who would be like, would you be interested in, and casting directors too would be, would you be interested in acting, saying some words, and then it turned into like not even skating anymore, and then all of a sudden I'm doing things that have nothing to do with skating.
Yeah.
And now I have an IMDb account, and I'm like, how did I get here?
Exactly.
It keeps growing and growing and growing. So like, yeah, it just expanded from there, and it's just pretty wild, like how it all went.
Yeah.
How it all built from there. But
From skating too.
I remember being at like San Diego Comic-Con doing a signing, and then next to me in the booth was Victoria from WWE. I'm signed next to her, and then to my left is the writer of like the movie Short Circuit, and then across from me in the back is Guillermo del Toro signing and autographing with a giant line, and just like being in the mix and being like, how did I get here? Dude, this is wild, And so like being there, some of them sit with their agents, and then like when we split, they treat you a little different if you're like part of the talent. So then I'd be like, yo, let me get your card, you know what I mean? I network, and then that's how I kind of got, I just networked and got all these guests, and then they're like, he'd like to be a part of your show. This year I had a Marvel artist in our show this year, Joseph Rubenstein. Next year, I already have someone from DC, a big name, a really big name who contributed a lot. Wow. He'll be our guest next year, our big guest. So it's just snowballing, And then my hopes are to do this every year and continue to do it every year.
Cool. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was your box.
Yeah,
Tell about your box.
Yeah, so this is the MetaHumans subscription box. I have it. Okay, cool. So, I mean, this box is an incredible value. So, essentially, it's essentially $35, $34.50 if you get it online. But there's a hardcover, a soft cover, a new release. It's like a curated box, kind of. A title of something you like. So, if you're like, I like Spider-Man, Batman, when you put through the order, one of those books is guaranteed in there. And then we always throw some bonus stuff. You know what I mean? Like an extra 2 books or a pack of trading cards or something like that. The hardcover alone usually you'll say like $24.99 or $20.99 or $15.99. Like the hardcover alone is always like worth like more than half the box or half the box.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cool box, and there's always a key issue, in every box that's worth like more than $10. Okay. So the value, sometimes you're getting like a $90, $100 value in like a $35 box.
Oh wow.
And then the other thing is we kind of do like a roulette thing where I take a big key, like a really big key issue, like first appearance of Black Cat. Wow. That's when we did last month. Mm-hmm. This year we're gonna announce our new one. But it's always a really big key issue that we incorporate, and somebody's gonna get it. We actually do 2 key issues. Yeah, we did a first appearance of Spawn with the barcode, which is a really hard book to get, especially with the Spawn movie now coming out. That book's been going up in price.
Yeah.
But this box is really good value. And we have it through our website, metahumanscomics.com. You can order it, but it gets shipped to you monthly. So like if you don't want to leave your house but you still want comics, you can kind of curate it to kind of stuff you like, and like you'll get a lot of product in, and it'll just get sent to you, just like if any other subscription box. Yeah. But I feel that the value of ours, is higher than all the other subscription boxes out there because it comes from someone who has a passion for it. You know what I mean? So like I get excited packing the boxes. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he's gonna love this. Oh, he's gonna love this. It comes from a different mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And then people feel like, I really like the Batman book that you put in there. I like that darker Frank Miller stuff. And it's like, okay. And then the next one, I kind of know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's like a really cool subscription thing. Some of the subscribers we have, it's really cool because you could tell. It's another cool thing is for people who live like in areas where like it snows a lot and they can't leave the house. They get comics mailed to them,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
cool reading material, collectibles, or even just locally. Maybe you just want to get comics, you know what I mean? Like, let us send you some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and like you said, it's from somebody that, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, I get super stoked like packing them, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and they're gonna like this, you know. And like I said, there's always a new release, you know. So there's something that's hot right off the bat, something brand new. There's always like, you know, 2 back issues of something that you actually like. A hardcover, which already takes care of like the value of what you're paying. A soft cover. So it's like a bundle. It's like a really cool bundle of stuff. And also another thing I throw is I usually throw in like a vintage book in there. Okay. Something like Silver Age, you know what I mean? Copper, Golden sometimes, Golden Age. So some older comics in there sometimes that are like, you know, 10, 12 centers, 15 centers, just so you can get a little bit of history in your box. You know, like my favorite thing is looking at the old ads on those things.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Yeah.
There's some really cool old ads.
Yeah, I think they used to advertise like cigars and cigarettes in it, right? Like
they did. Yeah, one of my favorite old ads is the for a movie called Orca. I remember seeing on the back of the comic, and I was like, "Dude, what is this?" And I wanted to see that movie. You know,
it's crazy. So, anything else that you would like to add before?
Well, pretty much. I mean, just the Comic-Con. I mean, Vicky Guerrero from WWE. A ton of Tracy Lynn Cruz. She's the Yellow Ranger. Blake Foster. He's the Blue Ranger. Victor and Morty from the last recent Power Rangers show. Michael Capon, cosplayers, Ali Williams, Darth Lexi, my best friend Nick Palma, he's Michelangelo. He was here last year. If you got a chance to meet him, he's a stellar dude. Man, big guest list, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really fun. Actually, another thing, anyone who got a ticket, you're saying this, we're going to announce it pretty soon, but anyone who got a ticket, you're actually automatically entered in a raffle. It doesn't even cost anything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool thing we wanted to do. I got a bunch of prizes I'm going to give out. So just showing up, you're already in a raffle, and then we'll just call it on the microphone. Probably like throughout the day, we'll have a thing. My suggestion, though, a tip for the con, if you can get the exclusive, because everyone who was involved with the book is signing it for free.
Oh, okay.
No charge. It's a really good value.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I don't doubt I don't doubt that like the Venom limited one, there's going to be like a heavy aftermarket for it because that Venom cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
And if there's only 50 of them, holy smokes.
Oh yeah. And it's
I'm talking about aftermarket, not even here, like just like eBay itself. You know what I mean? Like just because it's Joseph Rubenstein. So yeah, that one and the Thanos one's beautiful too. That one came out really, really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So listen to 98.3 because they're going to be giving away.
Power 98's going to give away some tickets during the week.
So stay tuned to that.
Yeah, stay tuned to that. And then there's a giant billboard up across from the mall.
And when's the date for the con?
February 9th, February 10th, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's at the Ricochet.
At Ricochet and Imperial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and your parking's free, and your pass, you can go back, forth, in and out. So if you don't, you know what I mean, you can eat in there, or if you feel like going home and getting something, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
And then the cosplay contest is free to enter, just with your paid admission. Kids 5 and under, free. So if you have children 5 and under, they're free. And if you're in the military, you can actually get a discount if you buy your tickets in store. Not at the gate though, because the people handling at the gate might get like confused. But if you come in store, I'll give you a discount just for being in the military.
And then you're located.
So MetaHumans Comics, 444 North Imperial Avenue, El Centro, California. We're like right by like in between Church's Chicken and Domino's Pizza. Our grand opening will be right now. It's looking like second week of March. And we're going to have Jack Guzman, who's the Black Power Ranger from Wild Force, and that'll be a free event.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at the opening. So basically what's going to happen at the Comic-Con is we're going to be handing out flyers for our grand opening.
Okay.
But right now we're open, just that our hours aren't like our normal hours. Right now, if you want to come by, we're Tuesday through Saturday, essentially like 4:30 to like 8:30 or 5 to like 8:30. Those are like our hours right now.
Just look you up on Facebook and, kind of like double check that.
Oh, and Facebook, we're always posting like when something comes in. Yeah. So we're open like that, those little off hours right now, but you can come between those 3 or 4 hours during the day and you can get, a lot of people have been picking up like their pull lists, books that are coming out. or just buying their Comic-Con tickets, or you can actually pre-order your exclusive. If you don't want to do it online, you can buy your tickets or exclusive in the store.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll actually save money because online there's like a card fee and stuff like that. But you just come to the store, it's just like
cheaper and
Yeah.
you know, kind of like look around. Maybe
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
else
check it out. Yeah, because we have a lot of cool stuff in here already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna be a cool. Man, we already surpassed last year, so I mean, yeah, it's gonna be pretty nuts. It's gonna be a fun times, really fun times, and like a lot of people have been terming it the Little Big Show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the cool thing is like, when you go to like the big conventions, you're kind of just like a meat on a conveyor line. Next sign, next. Right here, I'm telling you, like
it's more of a
yeah, you get to talk to these people for like 15, 20 minutes and chop it up. You know what I mean? It's a really cool experience. And not even just to come, but like if you're into like arts or business, like this is a networking opportunity like crazy. Because there's scouts from like I have like Boom Studios. They make the Power Ranger comics. They actually have a talent scout coming out. And I think they're going to contribute some prizes too. We'll announce that a little later, but they have someone coming out. So like if you're like an artist, like you gotta like, if you're a serious artist, like you can display all you want in shows here, but like this is a show where someone in the industry is physically going to be here, like looking at the talent.
Okay.
And this is like the place.
I work at Calexico High School, and I saw the other day. I saw this little girl like drawing.
Yeah.
She was amazing. I was like,
wow, there's so much talent here.
I'm gonna look her up and have her, swing by. Cause like she was like drawing. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, there's so much talent here. Even if you don't have a booth here, like you probably might want to just bring your work, just like regular mission. Just bring like your portfolio or something.
I mean, a lot of people get noticed that way. That's
for sure. Yeah, even if you didn't get a booth or couldn't afford a booth, like don't even worry about it. Just bring your portfolio. Just get a ticket and just bring your portfolio, and like talk to some of them. You know what I mean?
Like talking about local artists like Ernesto Yerenia, like that's the way he got noticed by
That's dude. So much talent here, dude. Yeah. So much talent here.
All right, well. We're almost at an hour, so
oh, that was quick, dude.
Yeah, it was.
We can keep going, man.
A lot of people are like, oh no, I don't know what to talk about. But like once you start talking, like it goes by fast.
Yeah, dude.
But I want to wish you nothing but the best. I'll probably see you at the con.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm gonna be opening the box with my son at the.
Yeah, let's see it. Yeah,
my YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
And yeah, like I said, nothing but the best. With the shop and with the con and with everything that you're involved with.
Hey, likewise to you too. I really appreciate what you do. Keep it up. I've the show that you do. Let's see if we can get man. Let's see when we do our opening. I'll get you over. I'll give you your own table, I'll give you your own thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do like a live your own live broadcast here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll hook you up for sure. Yeah,
all
dude.
Right, thanks. Well, thank you guys for listening, and thank you for having me here and talking about the con and everything else. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Peace.